Hello everyone, Amod here from the Target Common YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to learn to use WebDriverWait with expected conditions class. I have already covered a lot of concepts about explicit wait and WebDriverWait in last two videos. I will recommend you to watch those videos to have a better understanding of explicit wait in Selenium WebDriver. So whatever examples we have seen in the last two videos, there we created our own condition to wait, which you can see inside this until method. But Selenium WebDriver provides a class expected conditions that contains many common waiting conditions. Let's see more about this expected conditions class. Press shift twice and type expected conditions and go to the first link. You can see this expected conditions is a class and it has private constructor. That means we cannot create an object of this class. Now this class has method like title is. So if your scenario is to wait for web page to have a specific title, then we can call this method directly. I will show you the example, but this is one of the waiting condition. Similarly, we have another method title contains. If you go further down, you can find so many useful methods like URL to be or urgence of element located. Let's see how these methods are written. So here we can see it is creating an object of expected condition. So we have something expected conditions and we have another type expected condition. Let's click on this expected condition. Here you can see this expected condition is a interface, but expected conditions is a class. And this expected condition is a generic interface, which is extending another two interfaces, function and function. This function is coming from google.common, but this function is coming from java.util.function. If you go to first function interface, then you can find this is a function interface coming from google.common and it has one method apply where it takes a parameter of type f and it returns t. If you go to second function interface, here also you can see it is coming from java.util package and it has only one method apply. Here also it takes a parameter of type t and returns r. So basically these two functions have same method. Now you might be thinking why expected condition interface is extending both the function interfaces from two different packages. So first function is to support backward compatibility for older version of Java and Selenium like Java 6 or 7 or older version of Selenium. But with the newer versions and after Java 8, we can use this function. So just for backward compatibility, they have extended both the interfaces. Now let's go back to expected conditions class. So here actually they are using anonymous class concept which I have covered in my previous video. And here they are implementing the apply method where they are passing the WebDriver type and they're expecting a boolean. They are getting the current title and then they are matching with expected title whatever you are passing from here. And if it is same, then they are going to return true, otherwise false. And they are also overriding toString method to give the proper message in case of failure. If you see the next method, here also they are overriding the apply method with the logic and toString. If you go down further, we have one method presence of element located. So if you want to wait for presence of any web element, we can use this method from expected conditions class. You need to pass the by locator and this logic will try to find the element and return. One more thing you need to understand, here they are passing the type to expected condition interface as boolean because they're expecting boolean output. But here this method they're expecting a wave element as a return type. So that's why they are passing the expected condition with the parameter wave element. Now let's see how can we use expected conditions with the until method. Here I have a page and if I reload it, you can see initial title will be loading, then loaded, and then it will be completed after some time. and whatever is the current title in the body, it will show what is the current title. Let me refresh and you can see it is loaded and now completed. So I want to wait till the title of my web page is completed, and let's try to use expected conditions class this time. So I'm already launching the Chrome browser and I have put the path of my HTML file. All these HTML files are present in my GitHub repo. So let's create an object of WebDriverWait class first. So WebDriverWait, give the object name new WebDriverWait, and I'm going to pass Chrome driver, comma, duration of seconds. Let's wait for 15 seconds. Now use the WebDriverWait dot until. In the expected conditions class, all the methods are static. That means we can call these methods just by class name. So let's use expected conditions dot. You can see all the methods here. So I'm going to use title is, and let me pass the final title which is completed, and then I'm going to simply print the title Chrome driver dot get title, and it will be closed. Let me run this program and see whether it works or not. So you can see it is waiting, and program was terminated and browser was closed. After the title was changed to completed, it printed the title and closed the browser. Suppose you want to wait for more than one condition, then we can easily combine the conditions here. So for this web page, I want to wait till the title is completed, and in the body we see this completed text. That means I want to wait for two conditions. So let me inspect this element quickly, and I'm going to use ID as my locator. Let me copy it, comment this line, and I'll use WebDriverWait dot until expected conditions. Then we have one method called AND. Now here I can pass any number of expected conditions. So first condition is expected conditions dot title is completed. Then put comma, and next condition is expected conditions dot text to be. I can use by dot id, pass the id value, and I'm expecting the text should be completed. It is giving error because I think I've closed this AND. So make sure that you are not closing this AND, because all the conditions will come within the AND. And here we require one more parenthesis. So this time it is going to wait for two conditions, and both the conditions should be true because we are using AND here. Let me quickly run and see what happens. So it has printed the current title which is completed. That means my program worked perfectly fine. Let me put completed 1. So my first condition will be satisfied but not the second one. Let's see what happens in this case. I'm going to retrigger it. So after 15 seconds, we can see we have some exception in console. And if you see here, it gave you timeout exception, expected condition failed, waiting for all conditions to be valid, title to be completed, current title completed. So first condition was satisfied. But for the second one, element found by this ID to have text completed 1, but it has actually completed. You got the point. Since we are using AND, so both the conditions should be true. And it is giving very good message or very understandable message why it has failed. We can also use OR. If any condition is true, we are good. So instead of AND, just use OR. And you can pass as many edge conditions you want. Let me quickly run this time and see whether it passes or no. So this time you can see program is successful because at least one condition was satisfied. We have another useful method in expected condition which is not. So initial title of this web page is loading. So if my scenario is that I just need to wait till the title of this web page is not loading. Let's see how can we achieve using expected conditions class. So WebDriverWait dot until expected conditions, and here I have one method called not, and here I can pass expected conditions dot title is loading. So I am just waiting. My titles can be anything except loading. Let me run this now and see what happens. So this time you can see it has printed loaded, which is the second title. It didn't wait further because we are just waiting any title apart from loading. Let me show you one more concept here. In the presence of element located method, it is returning a web element. So if your scenario is wait for the element, and if the element is found, then perform some action on it. Then what we can do here, we can use WebDriverWait dot until, and I'm going to use expected conditions dot presence of element located. Let me use by dot id, and I'm going to use this id here. So basically the return type of this statement is a web element. So if you do dot, you can see all the methods coming like click, get text, get css value, etc. All these methods are from web element interface. So let me use get text, and then you can store into a string like string text, and you can print it. Let me run quickly. So you can see it has printed the text because initially the title is loading. So I have covered explicit wait in Selenium WebDriver in very much detail. If you have any doubt, please comment on this video. So that's all in this video. Thank you for watching.